Alright, today on 3D Outdoors we're making some more upgrades to the brand new Can-Am Defender here. Let's go over to the bench and I'll show you what we've got in store and then we'll get it installed here. Alright, one of the things we wanted to do for the Can-Am is figure out a way to mount things up top since they don't have like a ride command or some kind of screen. So I'm going to mount a GPS and my phone up there so I can look at trails while we're driving. So what we have here is a Trail Icons VersaDash, which is pretty cool. We're going to get that installed today. Comes with a little bracket here you got to put on first for yourself. Takes a 4mm and a 10mm, and then the mounting hardware are by these Riv Nuts. Since you're drilling through plastic, and we'll show you that when we get in there, these Riv Nuts squish up behind them and grab hold of that plastic and give it something to mount to. So we're going to need a drill with our 27 by 64 drill bit. So we have that in the drill already. We have a Riv Nut tool here which we'll use. We'll just chuck that bit right into the drill here. We've got our 4mm right here, our 10mm. And one of the hardest things I thought to find was a way to mark the holes. In their video they say, well, Sharpie's not going to do it. You're right. This is too small for anything. I even have a guide punch that marks spots when you're like drilling something. Not long enough. So I'm going to try to use this really skinny Phillips screwdriver, see if I can mark it with that. So we're going to tighten this up here, hop in the rig, and we'll get back to you. Alright, and one tool I didn't mention is the 14mm. You'll need that for when you're backing that Riv Nut tool when you're putting that in. So there is that. Best thing is to kind of center this thing from what I am told, and then make sure everything clears. Alright, now that we got them marked, we're going to drill some holes. And this is hollow in behind, so it isn't going to matter. There's 2 layers of plastic here, so make sure you go through both. We'll open the windshield, give ourselves some room. There we go. Now to put our Riv Nuts in. And turn that down to our lowest speed setting. Have that first one on there. And they say it takes a little force to get it in there, so yep. And then put your 14 on and slowly tighten her up. There, that feels like feels like she's tightened up. Alright, there's one in place. Not bad for my first time ever using a Versa nut. Let's find the next one. Kind of a neat deal. It spreads it out inside of there and just squishes it on the back, kind of like if you've ever used wall anchors for hanging pictures that squish the back out on them when you run that bolt on them. It's kind of the same thing. There, it's in. Put the wrench on. There we go. Number 2. Got one more to go. Push that right in there. Take her nice and slow, you don't want to tear her through. There, nice and tight. Get that backed out. There we go. And I brought the little piece along. They give you a little backer piece so everything doesn't fall apart while you got it in storage. So you can hang on to that to next time. And next time for us will be when we put the VersaTrack piece behind the grab bar here. So that'll be a whole nother video there. That screwdriver worked good for the marking. And I think what I'll do, set these 2 screws up here. I'll feed, since there's very little room here, really. Alright, there we go. Fed the first one in. I'm going to put my 4mm on there, so I got it. Get that started. I think I'll get the other one started as well. Tell you what, these last couple projects have had to be kind of a contortionist to try to do them. That is for sure. Every one of them had something very unique. The shifter, it was a tight area to get in there for that. This here, trying to get the bolts in. This might have enough room actually up top here. There, I think that'll pull it down in a way. Yeah, it does clear it. getting these nice and tight. I don't want to go overly tight, obviously. You don't want to wreck anything. But we are going to be going down some trails, so you want to make sure that you're good to go. All right, we got her installed here. Yeah, that looks really nice. Let me get you up here for a closer look. So once we got our bolt placements figured out, it was pretty good here. So let's recap here. We took our Versa mount, held it in place here after we put the other bracket on. We marked where our holes needed to go. Made sure it was nicely centered. Then we drilled our holes with the drill bit size that I told you about earlier. We used our special tool to put the nuts into place and tighten them down. And then we merely bolted this in place, and you can see that that is nice and sturdy now, so we're all ready for the trail. So there you go. That's as easy as it is to install the trail icon dash piece here for you. So highly recommended. We'll get some stuff mounted up on here, and we'll probably have some other videos showing you us using it. So this is Dan with 3D Outdoors, reminding you to get into the outdoors and enjoy everything it has to offer. If you like this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, and you always follow us over at 3d-outdoors.com. That's our website where we put everything together. See you next time.